Okay, here we are at Limestone Drive. This is the Bethel branch. Alright, so we got you got Clifton Road 6.6, Irishtown Road's 1.4. That's where I was going to go, Irishtown Road, but I didn't want to drive all the way up there. So I'm here. This is Limestone Drive. This is the Bethel branch of the Montour Trail. Yeah, I did that last year one time. Went down. It goes towards Brush Run. We're going to go this way. There's that rental car over there still in that. Hope it's not too much longer. Today is Monday, June 9th, 2025. Always have to check. Well, this is pretty right here. Like how the trees hang over the trail. This Bethel branch kind of cuts through all the backyards. It's still pretty nice though. Now that area, going back the other way, oops, comes a car, a bike. That area, I don't like that as much down there towards going from Limestone down to Brush Run is, I don't know. I didn't like it as much last year. This is better this way. So that sign said that. I think that's right. It goes up to Irishtown Road. That's 1.4 miles. That's a decent walk and then walk back. So that's about average for me. So I think I'm going to try that. A lot of people on the trail for a Monday. I don't think that's a good idea, wearing those headphones over the ears when you're riding on a bike or even driving any kind of vehicle. Just not going to be able to hear things as well. I can hear your music, but you can't hear anything else. All right, so there's B 1 3/4. All right. Boy, that girl was walking really weird there. Sort of trying to start running, but not really running. don't know what's up with that. Never saw anybody walking like that. There's some muddy surface there. We've had some nasty rains. When is it gonna end? We're already into June, and it's still messed up with the weather. I was going to go to the Irishtown Road trailhead, but I don't know, you kind of got to zigzag around to get to that. And there's probably a better way, but I always go down Clifton. So you're up here on McMurray, then I go down Clifton, get down towards the bottom of the one section, then have to make a left and go up the hill again. There's probably a better way to zigzag up to it, but I don't know it, so it's kind of like up and down, zigzag back and forth. And I said, the hell with that. I'm just going to park here at Limestone. It takes so long to get out here. There's a complex right there. Little townhouses. This is going slightly uphill, which is good because on the way back it'll be downhill. Hi. Hi. That bird's eating something. This has got all those power lines, just like the poles, just like down in Coriopolis. Or Beaver Grade Road. These branches, like the Bethel branch, or well, in that Corey branch, but the Corey branch isn't really finished with the signage, but these branches have mile markers every fourth of a mile. So now it's a B-2. So it was 1/4 of a mile since the last marker. Yeah. Well, that's kind of muddy right there. At least you got all these trees and bushes in between here and the houses, so you're kind of secluded from that. Here's one of those railroad mile markers. These old-time railroad mile markers. There's a 38. It's a metal post with white numbers. There's a bunch of those around. Yeah, we're coming up on Clifton. There's a cool footbridge up here. It's really nice. It's supposed to get slammed with rain again today, later in the day. Hopefully I won't hit that. I'll be well off the trail by then. You know, see that footbridge from here, man? That really looks cool. A through truss bridge with a different kind of paint, like a beige paint. You don't usually see that kind of stuff. Let's get a video from this point of view. An alternate video. From this point of view. There it is. Alright, so down there, there's Clifton Roads down there. So Bethel Bridge, and it goes back to the Waterstone Drive. Alright, cool. Yeah, I've been here several times in the past. J.R. Taylor Memorial Bridge, dedicated September 2011. This is nice right here. Cool. Now, they say that when the school is out, you can park up at the, I'll show you when we get up there, near that school over there. In the summer when the school's out, you can park, that's like a trailhead you can park at. Now check out this bridge, man. This is really cool right here. Cool. I love this bridge. Last year when I was walking on this and the guy was running like that, you could feel that. You can feel that shaking the bridge. Just one guy running on it. It's kind of spooky. Alright, so there's Clifton down there. I can't really see it too good. There's Clifton comes up to McMurray. There's Rite Aid, Al's Cafe. There's a lot of parking in that Rite Aid thing, but you can't do that. You can't park there and walk on the trail. Mm-hmm. There's birds up there. See that parking lot over there? And the sign says no Montour Trail parking during school hours. So guess you could do that in the evenings or Saturday and Sunday. But wait another couple of weeks when school's out, and then you're all right. You can park there anytime you want. Lost and found. Lost but not found. Saturday, June 14th. Okay, never mind that. Okay, so 0.8 Irishtown, 0.6 Limestone. That's right. The signs are consistent. The mileage is consistent. Basically 1.4 from Limestone up to Irishtown. So now we're doing that. Now this is all muddy right here. Damn. B2 1/4. B-214. Pretty soon there's a sign for the highest point elevation wise on the trail. Hi. Boy, this is really damp right here. Damn, I'm gonna get muddy. Still in that rental car, so maybe I don't care. Get mud in that. Hi. That's a guy with headphones. Here's the sign. Elevation 1221 feet. Highest point on the Montour Trail. I did this last year. I'm going to do it again. I'll take a selfie of this. Let's see. Video. Selfie mode. Turn around. And get that in the shot. There it is. Done. Highest point on the trail. Man, this is muddy. Hi. Cute little dogs. Man, this whole thing is muddy. We really got drenched in the last couple weeks. We're supposed to get drenched tonight, too. Get that all over with before I get my car back. If there's hail and all that, forget that. Let it all be done before I get my car back. Now you can tell, probably not in this video, but I can tell this is going slightly uphill the whole way, which will be great on the way back. Downhill. There's a lot of backyards and little knickknacks and odds and ends on this part of the trail. That guy wasn't even looking. That's agony. There's that little girl was on that little bike with the cool tires, had orange. She's coming up behind me. That's a little bike she had. Hi. Orange. She's going real fast now. That's cute, seeing that little bike like that. Cool bench. Hi. Man, that tiny little baby in that stroller. Real fussy. It's like, get me out of this. There's another mile marker. B-2.5. Alrighty then. There's your backyard variety of junk. Check that out right there. Cool designs. Here's some dogs barking. I do not want that. Oh, there's a deer right there. Get that out real quick. Get the video out. Right there, the deer. I'm gonna be walking right near it. Go slow. He's looking right at me. Hey, bud. He's hungry. He or she is hungry. That's cute. I'm gonna stay right here. Hey. Yeah, just leave them alone. Let them eat in peace. That's cool, seeing that deer. I've seen some deer on this trail before, on this portion of the trail. Private property, keep out. I would not want this through my backyard. You know, kind of strangers coming into your neighborhood. It's starting to get hot. Whew. So I'm trying to remember how many times I was on this, but October of 2023, parked up at Irishtown Road, walked down to Clifton, and that was about it. I was a new trail walker at that point. I didn't go too far. Then, one time I parked at Limestone. I think I might have come up to Clifton and back down, and then went down to Brush Run or something. And then another time I came back up here to Irishtown Road, parked. I guess I've been on this about 1, 2, 3 times before, and today's the 4th time maybe. I'll have to check my records. Two and 3/4. 2 3/4. Boy, it's really humid. Hoo-wee. Sweating already. I've said this before, but this looks very similar to the main branch down near Coraopolis, between Coraopolis and Hassom Road. This looks almost the same, except the poles for the lights, the wires, are look like they were painted beige, and then now they're all rusty, whereas the ones down Coraopolis are all like a dark rust color, possibly painted that way to begin with. These ones, they want to be fancy, use that beige color, but that fades away right away. Yeah, I was sweating like crazy. This is really nice here. That reminds me of the main branch down near along McMurray Road, the Arrowhead portion. Now that we've done this, we're going to go all the way to Irishtown Road, which is not too much further. And check out that cool wall up there. I've seen this before. Oh, that's really nice. Here's the other side of that wall. I've looked at maps before regarding the end of this up here, that Logan Road. Can't remember if there's a trailhead there. You know, like for parking and stuff. Alright, so we've come about 1.4 miles already, which is consistent with those signs. And this is the Irishtown Road Trailhead. This is B-3 mile marker. I'm going to keep going. There's this sign. Take a look at this. Okay, so it's only 0.2 to Logan. We're going to do that. It's only 0.2. It can't kill you. I can't remember if I was ever down here. You know, I don't think I did that before. Walking all the way down to Logan. I'm going to do it now. See, I can't remember if I did it or if I was looking at the map, because I looked at pictures on a map. I don't think I ever walked on this section right here. That's a question for the viewers of the video if you're still watching. Do you ever forget if something on a map is something you've seen on a map or you've walked on it or driven on it? Ever get confused? I get confused all the time. Did I do it? Or was I just looking at it on a map? You know, on Google Earth, that is. Not a regular map. So there's the end of that trailhead parking. Well, that's always full. That's pretty full right now. Huh. Yeah, right. I've not been on this in person. I saw a video, actually, not just Google Earth, but I mean I saw actual video someone took of this. I was watching a bunch of videos last week on YouTube. All right, there it is. That's how it ends. Yeah, I've seen this on a video. And I was wondering, where was that? Because I never saw that in person. But now I'm here and I see it in person. Yeah. So there's Irishtown Road. There's Logan Road down there. Hi. Main line. A missing sign there. Bethel branch starts here. Alright, so now we're at 1.6 miles. Hadn't had any water yet, jeez. 1.6 miles and no water, and it's humid. So that answers that question. There is no parking or anything right there at Logan. I mean, at the end of that trail, or the start of the trail. Haha. The closest parking is down here at Irishtown Road, which is pretty busy, pretty packed. So that was a good idea that I parked at Limestone. Now we're heading back, and naturally the instinctive thing is to do is to walk slower. It just happens, man. You just start walking slower, like, oh no, gotta go all the way back. Hi. So now I can technically say I've walked on all portions of the Bethel branch. I was just missing this last little 0.2 mile stretch from here to the start. This is Irishtown Road trailhead. There's another one of those railroad mile markers, 39, right there, the metal post with a white numbering. Whew, this is cute right here. Kind of flowers and stuff. Yeah, okay, I can remember my first time down here. Parked up there, walked down here, saw this sign for the first time. Start reminiscing. Yeah. Saw this sign for the first time, October 2023. Welcome to the Montour Trail, Bethel Branch, Irishtown Road, B-3.0 mile marker. Cool. Let's head on back. Oh, they got a cool pathway down through there. They don't even have any signs saying private property right there. Now down at the other end of the Bethel branch, at the bottom of it, you get the brush run, and that's a pretty steep ramp going up to it on either side of Brush Run Road. That's tricky. First time I ever did that, I was walking from Peterswood Park and came up from that section, and walked up that steep part, and then last year, now let's get this before that bird moves, if that's possible. Right there, the bird is eating something, the red bird, and he's not, I didn't distract him or her. Okay, now it's moving. Alright, cool. So now here I'm by myself. There's nobody down that way. There's nobody down this way. Let's go ahead and do a selfie of this whole situation. Capturing these because when there's nobody on the trail. Straight trail right there. Then this way, another straight trail. Done. Whew. I'm drenched. Yeah, that wall is pretty cool. When you see a wall like that, it makes you think there was a bridge over this. I mean, I don't see any other reason. There's no like drains or anything. Plus that wall, there's this wall down here, you could think, well, there's drains or something underneath, sewer lines or whatever. But up there, man, that's a decent looking wall up there. Wonder what that's all about. So this walk's going to be exceeding my average total. Average total is like roughly 3 miles. This is going to be like at least 3.2. I heard something. Huh.
$100 annual fee, but it's way easier.
Now somehow this is going uphill slightly. That is really cool looking up through there, man. Looks like a pipeline. I see the gas line down there. And it goes up here. So there's a little clearing there. That's really pretty up there. There's that Irishtown Road up there. It's interesting. I saw a couple of kids today, little kids on this. Two were on bikes and one little girl was walking. They're all by themselves. That's kind of dangerous. Letting your kid be out by himself. Him or herself. Hi. I've said this before, but that road down here, Clifton, that's one of the nicest roads in the county, in the whole area, really. It diagonally cuts across a huge portion between, like, I guess it's Peters Township, South Park Township, whatever. Bethel, who knows? Bethel. It's a brilliant road. But when you're on the other side of, say, like Bridgeville, and you want to get down here to that, it kind of sucks. Zigzagging around and stuck in all kind of traffic. So usually I bypass all of that. Go more further south, and then come back up. These people like that, they're always talking on their phones, you know? Can't they just let the nature sink in? Be quiet and enjoy nature. Hi. Hi. Oh, cool thing right over there. Looks like a little tiger or something. I'm gonna get a picture of that. Alternate video. Right there. Cool. I guess that's what they put them up for, so we can take pictures of them. Enjoy. Basically, I'm going to take a break from those people ahead of me. I don't want them right in front of me on my video. Hi. That lady in front of me was dressed up, so she's probably like on her lunch break from work or something. That's a cool lunch break. There's a little neighborhood down here. When I first saw this, I was thinking this was was Clifton, but no, it's not Clifton. It's near Clifton. Well, Irishtown's way over there, and that's off of Irishtown, I think. I'll have to check the map for that. Now, according to that latest prediction, I don't even believe it. They're saying my vehicle is going to be ready tomorrow, but I doubt it heavily, because he told me that when it's done being painted, he would give me a call, and then from that point forward, it's easier. Just putting everything back together doesn't take as long, but basically just waiting for the paint for weeks upon weeks, waiting for it to get painted. Nothing's happening to the vehicle for like the last 3 weeks. So whatever, man. They're paying for the rental now, so however long it takes, it's not really a problem, except kind of puts your life on hold. You want to move on and, you know, get another car or something, you're kind of screwed. This is uphill. Damn. When it gets up here to Clifton, then it'll be downhill from that point on. I can sort of see the crest. If you're just looking at the video, you probably can't tell. What's all going on back there? Okay, lady with a dog. So let me just illustrate this with another video where I can zoom. So this is we're heading towards Clifton. You see the trail kind of, there's a crest. You can't see beyond where that lady's walking. So that's the high point. And also, like we needed more evidence, but there's a sign that says highest point on the Montour Trail. It's amazing. Highest point on the Montour Trail is coming. Let's get some water here. Here's something going on up there. So last year, that one day when I went from Limestone down to the Brush Run Road, that was the first time I was on that particular section. Earlier last year, there was a time I went between the Limestone and Clifton. And that was the first time on that section. Today, for that little 0.2 mile section from Irishtown down to up to Logan, first time on that section. Ringy ding dong. I hear these kids screaming over here at school. So here's that sign, highest point. Let's check out this sign again. Highest point on the Montour Trail.
Just get them on.
And there's little spiders crawling up there. Cool. Now there was a sign post like this down at that at the Logan, at the end point, or starting point, but there was nothing written on the sign. So who knows what that said. Alright, now there's Clifton. There you go, Clifton Road. One of my favorite roads around. Let's look at this a little more closely. Watch where you're stepping. Clifton Road. Hi. Highest point on the trail. Hi. They listened to that little baby. They got him out of the stroller. Baby's like, get me out of this stroller, please. They should be filming that so they can show that little kid. Look, you were on the Montour Trail. Bethel branch. Okay, here's that school parking. The trailheads are close enough on this trail portion, so you don't really need to park here. I mean, it'd be nice to have more spots. You know, Irishtown Road's pretty busy, and that limestone's pretty crowded. So this wouldn't be bad when there's no school. Now these are those kind of fences that normally I don't like, but they painted them brown, so that looks pretty nice actually. Combination with that bridge painted beige. That's a cool bridge, man. I want to get a picture of this guy's on a bike here. So let's check it out. Video. Let's blow that up a little bit. There we go. Check out that. I love that. Alright, so that goes back to Irishtown Road. And this is the bridge over Clifton. I love that. Let me go back. Let's get right on the bridge. Right here. Okay, there we are, right in the middle of it. Done. Cool. Now, if they didn't have this fence here, this would be a little spooky, crossing all these roads. There's that little road, goes up there, and there's Clifton down there, and there's, well, McMurray's way over there, so there's Al's Cafe. I ate in there one time years ago. I didn't like it. Yeah, when I ate in that Al's Cafe, that was way before this Rite Aid was ever here. So that Rite Aid wasn't there. There was this giant parking lot with nothing in that. I remember specifically that was back in around 2006, because I had the car I had at the time. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of when I was there. So it's been a while. It's almost 20 years, 19 years. Huh. These are some cool benches right here. Bridge dedicated September 2011. Yeah, I'll take a little break here. Get some Wawa. Now it's going to start going downhill. You know what would be cool, even though it's against the rules, to drive like a little mini bike or something on this. ATV. Now I'm starting to get tired. There's McMurray Road to my right. If they ever... I thought I heard somebody behind me. If they ever finished, they're never, in my lifetime, it's never going to happen. And say if they finish that connecting I-576 right there at I-79, connecting that all the way over to Route I-43 in Finleyville, that would cut through all these neighborhoods right through here. It's not worth it, man. They're going to have to displace how many homes and how many businesses. They let this get built up too much before they ever built the road. That road was proposed decades ago. Gradually finishing little pieces of it. It's not worth it. Now, there's that section they're doing between the I-43, between Large PA and hi. Cute dog. That's a nice looking dog. So yeah, from I-43 down there in Large PA at Route 51, they're building a small stretch heading up towards I guess it's up like towards Duquesne or something. It's costing a fortune, displacing a lot of homes. And, you know, it's not going to be a complete, circle around the town, Pittsburgh. It's going to be little sections, little pieces. It's going to be useless. I remember back in the 80s, in the early 80s, seeing a special, Patty Burns had done one of these public service announcement special videos talking about the need for the Mon Valley Expressway and what it's going to do for the community and blah, 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 what it's going to do for traffic. They were like very gradually building little pieces of it. But it's only like right now it's probably like a little more than 1/4 of a beltway around the city. So if you're out at the airport, you get on that Southern Beltway. Got that stretch that goes from there down to I-79. That's nice that they built that. I like it, but it kind of loops out too far. It's great for people heading south. If you wanted to go looping around the city, they have to finish the other section, which they're never going to do. So then you got way out in the middle of nowhere, you get that I-43, like down there by Findleyville. It's down towards Union, it goes to Uniontown. It kind of curves all around, and then you go down to Morgantown. But when you come up from Morgantown up to that, and you're thinking, oh wow, there's going to be a beltway. And then it's like, nah, there's no beltway. You can go up to Route 70, down near California, PA. Then you're like, okay, now what? And you got to do the old-fashioned 70 over to the turnpike and up that way, or 70 over to 79 or Washington and then up 79. And I saw them the other day working on that stretch, that I-576 stretch that I always take down in, like South Fayette Township or wherever. They were already doing some major construction or reconstruction. It's like already they needed to do some reconstruction. And there's all this mud right here. It's like, geez, they just opened that a couple years back. That stretch they opened in 2021. Yeah, they opened that one stretch from the airport down to Route 22. That was back in like 2006 or something. Maybe 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. And then that stayed like that for years. That stayed like that for like, what, 15 years or something. And finally, in fall of 21, they opened a section from there, Route 22, down to Route 79 through the South Fayette Township area. Southern Beltway. It's like, yeah, but there's no other Beltway. You got Southern, you got a little bit of a sort of flat amount of a northern one, if you will. And people were fighting that for years. People didn't want that going down through Cecil Township. There's never really a lot of traffic on that. Or even like the I-43 when you go from like Route 51 at large down to South Morgantown. You never really see a lot of traffic on that. It's like the beltway to nowhere, or the highway to nowhere. Then you gotta maintain it. Once you build it, you gotta maintain it. Well, that's a really nice looking dog. Dog keeps turning around looking at me. That's a really cute dog. Alright, here we come. We're coming to Limestone again. Whew. Where are we at on? Yeah, 3.2. Almost 3.2, which is correct. Alright, so here we are at Limestone Trailhead, and we're going to call it quits right now. Yeah, it's either Montour Trail, Limestone. Alright, that's enough. Bye-bye.